And we're live here once again at In Your Head Wrestling Radio. Took a couple tries here. I don't know what's going on, but YouTube's being a bitch, as the kids say, or as Jackie Jones says. But we are live here once again here at the Jackie Jones Show. I'm Jackie Jones, the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims, the most honest man in all of podcasting. Doing it for the Headyverse. There's all these technical difficulties, but I say, nay, they will not stop me. They will not stop me from talking to the Headyverse. All the fine people, Nuclear Heat, Mike Whitcomb, Anthony Oberstar, Vic Schiavone, and all the folks that were trying to watch on the previous link, but it didn't work. But forget all that. We're here to talk about Winter is Coming. Winter is Coming just happened. AEW Dynamite show. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff happened. Right off the bat, I really enjoyed the show. All right. Let's get right down to it. Look at this. Change the world. All right. So we opened up with the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royale, as they like to call it. It was 44 degrees out, by the way. And I saw some people like, pussies, that's not cold. It's pretty cold. Look, I'm in New England. And I know it gets a lot colder than that here, but to sit outside and watch a live wrestling match is for, 3 hours. That's pretty cold. It's also cold to be out there wrestling without a shirt on. It's cold stuff. So anyway, Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal is the second year they're doing this. And so it's for the ring. By the way, I don't have any rings that fit me anymore. I even found my class ring, and it's way too big. It's kind of a weird feeling, but it's a good feeling to know that even the ring that I bought when I was 17 years old is much too big for me now. We're going into the 45th year on this planet. But anyway, MGF beforehand, he's like, this isn't my ring. This is our ring, talking about the Inner Circle. I like Jim Ross calling Matt Hardy. He's like, Matt Hardy with the giant teeth. He does have giant teeth. I don't know if you should bring attention to that, old man Ross, but he did. It's a fun. I always like battle royals. Are they necessarily great matches? No, but they're fun to see all the guys out there. I thought they told some stories here. They had, some of the guys like Matt threw out some of the guys he's mentoring. You had some of the guys in feuds, getting at it. They threw out Hangman Page one time, and the Dark Order caught him, teasing that, they're trying to court Hangman Page. I don't think that would work, but I do think eventually they have to really convert a guy. Not Hangman Page and probably not Boom Boom, but somebody down the line. We'll find out who. Miro looked great in this. So I have not been a fan of how they've used Miro, the former Rusev, in AEW, but I did like this. He looked like a badass because the man is a badass. He's throwing everybody around. He's beating some ass. That's how you use Miro. I don't want to see him playing video games. Fuck the video games. Video, like if you play video games, that's fine. I know my co-host, he's off playing video games. He's opening up boxes and all that stuff. That's fine. But I don't want to see it in my wrestling. It doesn't connect. Especially this big badass guy and he's playing video games. Plus, he's with Kip Sabian. The guy's kind of a bum. Maybe if he was his manager, but he's like the star. He's like the lead of this duo, this trio, and he's like the least important guy of the three, least important person. The woman's even more has more charisma than him. But anyway, here Miro looked great, kicking ass. I like the him and Wardlow are facing off. I'm a big fan of Wardlow. I know there's a lot of people who are just jerking the gherkin to Brian Cage. I don't see much in this dude. You look at him, you're like, wow, he was impressive looking. Besides that, there's nothing there. He looks lost in promos, not even when he's talking. Even if someone's talking for him, he's standing there totally lost. He's doing I don't really care. I'm not an anti-flip guy, but this guy looks like a beast, and he's out there doing all these flips, not particularly good. He blows up instantly. Wardlow, to me, is much better. He wrestles like a big dude. He has presence like a big guy. He doesn't look scared. He doesn't look lost out there. I like Wardlow. So yeah, Wardlow and Miro stare down. This was cool. I would like to see this at some point in time. I like that MJF and Sammy Guevara, they're hiding behind Wardlow. This was good stuff. So they eventually get Miro out there. Then you had Sami Zayn and Jungle Boy doing a lot of fun stuff on the ring apron. A lot of nearly getting kicked out of the ring and staying in it. It was done really well. Eventually we did was MJF tossed Sammy both Sammy and Jungle Boy, so that was cool. So then we came down to my boy Orange Cassidy, who was thrown out earlier but not over the top, so he's still in it, versus MJF and Wardlow. And eventually Wardlow gets thrown out. And so then it's so next week, it's MJF versus Orange Cassidy for the ring. So does MJF keep the ring 2 years in a row, or does Orange Cassidy de-ring the man? How do you say that? Dethrone? De-ring? I don't know. But anyway, I like that. Good stuff. I would, even though I'm an Orange Cassidy fan, an Orange Cassidy mark, as the kids would say, I think a ring suits MJF better. Orlando. Orange Cassidy doesn't walk around with a ring. Like, you wouldn't care about that. Maybe if it was for sunglasses. All right, then we went into Frankie Kazarian versus Jericho for the first time ever. Frankie Kazarian versus Jericho. This is a good match. Jericho and Kazarian, two really veterans, even though it's weird to think of Kaz as a veteran, but he has been around for like 20 years. We had MJF comes out, teases to throw in the towel for Jericho. This stuff was done good. I've been saying this at the beginning. A lot of people have jumped on the Jackie Jones bandwagon by now, but my prediction has always been, ever since they were even teasing this, was that MJF will eventually be the leader of the Inner Circle, leading to Jericho having a babyface run. The crowd wants to cheer for him. The crowd sings along to his music. And Jericho's a guy that always reinvents himself so he doesn't get stale. I would like to see this myself. Jericho wins with the Judas effect. This was a good match. Jericho, then they're all fighting. There's inner fighting within the Inner Circle. And Jericho says, you got 7 days to work together or we're splitting up forever. So we'll see where this goes. More dissension in the ranks. I like this because they're two bad guys. You got two leaders, basically. You can't have two leaders. Too many cooks in the kitchen. This leads to dissension. Young Bucks promo. I did find it funny that they just looked at the Marvez like, do you remember we kicked you in the face? And that didn't really go anywhere though. It's like the guy's like, yep. But he didn't say like, yeah, you assholes, or, this is my job. I have to, there should have been some more interaction. Not just, yep, I remember getting kicked. Marvez sucks. I'm a big AEW fan, but Alex Marvez is the pits. So they're going to be wrestling a Hybrid 2 next week. I'm a fan of Hybrid 2. I do think they need better gear, but I'm glad that they're doing some stuff with these guys. Really, the Young Bucks are kind of taking off where FTR left off, where FTR was like, they're not giving out title matches. You have to beat them to get the title match, which I actually like. It works better for a heel than the babyface being like, you have to beat us before you get the title match. But either way, you know, I think that could just be a rule for the tag belts in general. I'd be fine with that. Then two dudes, I have no idea who they are. They came out. I think they're called the Acclaimed. Never heard of them. I'm a big AEW fan, but one thing they could do a little better is when people like this come out, is explain who they are, or tell me who they are before they come out, because I had no idea. No idea. It's almost like you're supposed to know. No clue who they are. And so they start doing a weird rap talking about the Young Bucks looking at their dongs, like in their book cover. I don't know. This is strange. So they're then the Hybrid 2 attack. So I guess Hybrid 2 is gonna fight Acclaimed, and then Acclaimed. I don't know what's going on. We'll find out. Brit Baker. I wasn't a big fan of this segment. Brit Baker, DDM, who I'm a big fan of, versus Layla Hirsch, who I'm also a fan of. Really stocky, stout woman, a lot of power, very short, because I didn't realize Brit Baker's seems very tall. Layla's very short, which I didn't know. But people give shit to the women's division AEW, sometimes rightfully so. But Layla, I think, is really talented. Probably needs a little sizzle, as they would say. But really good wrestler. Kind of like female Taz, like old school Taz, not not Yambag Taz. Britt Baker, probably the best female character-wise in wrestling. Good stuff. Really good match. I like they were going back and forth between the lockjaw and the arm breaker, kind of reversing each other's moves. Eventually, Britt Baker gets a win. It was a nice little whole series there at the end of reversals and moves into the lockjaw. It was good stuff. Thunder Rosa ran in. And Layla did come in and give like a really nice back suplex to Reba, then roll back out. And so we're continuing the Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker feud. This is a good match. I liked it. Team Taz, Cody and Darby, not a promo, but they showed like a video package, about how this match came to be, which I like that kind of stuff. And it was short, so like if you've seen it, you don't have to sit through it all again. And if you haven't been watching the show, it's good to get a little bit of a backstory of why this is happening. Team Taz versus Cody and Darby. Good match. Darby's one of my favorite guys in AEW, one of my favorite wrestlers. Cody Rhodes, I think, is arguably the best babyface in wrestling, even though he teases heel lately. Team Taz, I'm not a huge Taz fan, but I like this team. Ricky Starks, great heel. He's very unlikable. You can just see him. He's got like that big head, and he's like a skinny guy with a giant head. I don't know. Something about him. I could never picture this guy as like a fan favorite, a babyface, but he works as a heel. He's definitely the most comfortable guy in front of a camera on Team Taz, outside of Taz. Powerhouse Hobbs. I kind of like the guy, but he's very, very green. Good idea to put him in tag matches. His match with Brian Cage a few weeks ago was atrocious. So anyway, it's a good match. We got Cody and Darby get the win. Darby tags himself in and takes the victory. I like this match. So then Team Taz, Cage comes in and they're beating the shit out of everybody. Dustin comes in and they're just about ready to finally take out Cody. And then the music starts playing and videos coming up. Everybody stops looking at the screen. What's going on? And there it is. A man called Sting comes out. Wow, that's a big surprise. A man called Sting. He does this. He does that. He's as big as a bull. He's as quick as a cat. This Stinger is in AEW. I was very excited. I'm a huge Sting fan. I'm a big AEW fan. I think they treat the legends well. They always do fun stuff, in my opinion, in the show, and they're usually not treated like, goofballs. He looked good. I saw some people saying, oh my God, he's balding. It's like the man's almost 60. people lose their hair, so I'm not really. It doesn't affect me. I personally think Sting looks great. Looked in good shape. I was very happy to see him. Putting him in like a multi-man tag match, 6 or 8-man match is a good idea. They said he signed a multi-year deal. My boy, my buddy, my pal, my amigo, my compadre, Chi-Town Matt. He's like, look at these shirts. I said, yeah, these are sweet. So they put out, well, he added a Sting shirt. AEW's putting out all this merchandise. They got hats, hoodies, a couple t-shirts. I was like, I would love a Sting shirt. And he's like, well, I hooked you up for Christmas, my buddy. I was like, oh, you're the man. So he went over and he said, they've already sold out on many of the sizes. This was, right when Sting debuted. And right away, they're selling out on some of the sizes. So good for AEW, good for Sting. Probably by tomorrow, they'll probably all be sold out. I'm sure they'll get more, but that's a good sign. Yeah, big fan. The music wasn't the greatest. It's not really memorable, the theme song for Sting, but I'm liking it. Sting with Darby Allin, good stuff. They little stare down, good visual. He's also the dark guy. He's half his face painted. Totally works for me. He's got the history with the Rhodes family. Works. I'm into it. I'm really excited. In WWE, I don't think Sting won a match. He did win one, didn't he? He maybe Big Show. He had a match with Triple H. He lost, and maybe one match, and then he lost to Rollins. But not the greatest send off to wrestling. And you can do some good stuff here. And they said multi-year deal or long-term deal. They said maybe not multi-year, but long-term deal. So interesting. Sheeta promo on Abaddon. I really like Abaddon's look. So I'm a horror movie fan, if you don't know. And so she's kind of like a Japanese horror come to life in the wrestling ring. Sheeta's promo not very good. I know it's her second language, so I get it. She's afraid of Abaddon, which is it's a little hokey, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It goes. It's probably not the greatest person to do that with, just because English being her second language, you can't really get it across. But we'll see where it goes. I'm sure the match will be good. Moxie promo. Always a fan of Moxley promos. It's good stuff. And I thought it was a really nice little ode to Pat Patterson at the end when he said, only one thing left to do, make him go banana. And he gave a little wink to the camera. I like that. By the way, Pat Patterson passed away, an absolute legend in wrestling. Quick little thing, I saw him wrestle as part of the Stooges. So that's not a great, I can't really base much off that. But even at that point, I thought he was impressive for an older guy. You could tell he knew the psychology of what he was supposed to be at that time. It was fun. But when the precursor to the network was WWE 24/7, and they had the old house shows on there. So I'm watching them, and I get a kick out of them, but the matches themselves are very poor during that era of WWF. It's mostly just headlocks and forearm smashes. One bump, and it leads to the finish. A body slam, a suplex, that's the end. Very boring stuff. Pat Patterson matches of that era, Pat Patterson versus Sergeant Slaughter, that stuff's off the charts, stood way out, and it was really ushered in the modern era. Way ahead of his time, moving all around the ring. I'm sure people at that time, they were like, what are you doing taking all these bumps? But good stuff. So, and then beyond that, a huge part of the WWF, making the Royal Rumble, putting people's matches together. So many guys, credit him as their favorite agent. Some of the best guys, Bret Hart and stuff. So rest in peace, Pat Patterson. Let's see, Moxley versus Omega. So they gave this one a lot of time, started pretty early. And they also told you that TNT was giving them extra time. So if this went long, they weren't going to cut away. So it doesn't give away that, the match is going to end right at 10. So they have a gentleman's agreement that they're not going to cheat in the match. This was good. This came into play throughout the match. I like that. At some point in time, they start to lose their temper. This is really old school stuff, honestly. Used to be like you lose you no punches. As the match progresses, you lose your temper and a guy would throw a punch. This is a similar idea, but brings in the chairs. You think he's going to hit Kenny with the chair, but he doesn't. He sets up 2 chairs, and they start doing a slap off. I like this. The slaps lead to punches, and then they just start belting each other, and then the V trigger front and knee from Kenny Omega. When they're going to the finish, nitpick is, so Omega's up on the top rope. Moxie gets up to push him off, but he actually takes the bump before Moxie gets to him. Moxie goes outside the ring, throws him into their big heaters that they have, and so throws him back in. So it looks like they're going to stop the match. All these refs out there, and you know, Moxie's on this, throws him in the ring. It's kind of dastardly thing. The guy's hurt, but he wants to pin him. He doesn't want to just let him get the count out or whatever. The doctors are checking on him, you know, before he throws him in the ring. And then eventually, Don Callis, who I forgot to mention, is on commentary during this match, who's a great commentator. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan. Well, I can't say always. I'm not a fan of him as a Jackal, but I was a fan of his as Cyrus the Virus in ECW. So Don's out there, comes down, he grabs the mic. He's like, he's hurt. He's trying to tell the ref he's hurt. Kind of gets the mic over to Kenny, who then boom hits Moxley in the head. I always liked that as a foreign object. It's probably not really practical. I don't know how much a microphone would hurt, but it's a great noise because it's a microphone hitting the guy in the head. So it gives that nice pop. Moxley goes down, got the blood, gives him the one-winged angel. Bam! New champion, Kenny Omega. So then it's all, you know, what's going on? Is he in on this? Him and Don, they go running for the hills, grab the belt, run out of the building. I like this. To me, Kenny Omega is much better heel. I find him unlikable. Great matches, but I don't like him as a character. So as a heel, it works. It's much like Sami Zayn, where it's a guy that I just don't like. But when you make that a heel and you kind of amp up what I don't like about him, it works. He was also pulling up the knee when he's doing the V trigger, and the commentators were doing a good job putting over what happened to the gentleman's agreement. What happened to the gentleman's agreement? So Omega's the new champ. They run out, and then Marvez is like, you know, what's going on? And he's like, you'll find out next Tuesday. And he's like, what do you mean Tuesday? AEW Dynamite is on Wednesday. And he's like, look, find out when we're on Impact Wrestling on Access TV. So I'll be honest, it's just a little weird. So it's cool in a way. You're doing both shows. That being said, you had a big momentous thing, Sting's in. That really puts over your product like, wow, this is big time. They have Sting. Then you're working with a show that really doesn't have many viewers. It's good. I think it's great for Impact. I don't really know what AEW gains from working with Impact. I don't know, but I have to say they're not selfish people. They're working with another promotion. It's interesting. I don't want to have to watch 2 hours Impact every week, but I don't even know if I have Impact on my TV. I'll have to find out. I think is it on the same time as In Your Head? Kind of putting the damper on my good times, but it's interesting. It has people talking. I don't know. I last time I saw Impact, it was like, I understand right now you don't have crowds anyway, but it was sad watching it. It just seems like this done, like dreary, like dying promotion. So it's like, so you got AEW, they got Sting, they have, you know, big stars. You got Jericho, Moxley. Then they have, you know, their own crop of guys that are they're guys that may be new to the new crowd. So you're watching, they think this is a big time. And then you're sending them over to Impact and you watch that and you're like, whoa. So I don't know. We'll find out where it goes. Maybe I'll love it. I don't know. I'm giving it a shot. We'll tune in and find out. Can't watch it during In Your Head though. And I don't want to start In Your Head at like midnight. What do? I do In Your Head earlier, but he's got to take, you know, shits all day. So I don't know. I'm just kidding. He's good, man. Let's see. Multi-year deal for Tony Khan. Okay. I thought they said long time, multi-year. That's cool. He's meeting a Sting contract. Gold, I wonder if AEW could have gotten Sting's old WCW Crow music. I don't know. I know W remixed it, but not the original. Probably because I used to think a lot of the WCW music was like, just free stuff. I know like Goldberg's thing is. I don't know though. Vince Rudo, Moxley DDT's Omega on the heaters. That's fine, but Omega uses the mic, and it's fine. It's wrestling. But yeah, he was. They kind of built up. He wasn't just saying him using the mic was bad, but really throughout the match, the gentleman's agreement started to go away for both guys. They're punching each other, pulling up the knees, throwing each other outside the ring. Vince Rudo, the working agreement would be way better if Impact was actually on a channel that most people have. I totally agree. I'm not really sold on this. I'm a huge AW fan, everyone knows, but and it's not even that I'm not an Impact fan. It's just I don't really see what they gain because it's on a channel not many people get. It has no buzz anymore. I think if you go and watch it, it doesn't look very high tech. Looks pretty lowbrow. I don't know. I don't know what I don't see what's in it for AEW here, honestly. Besides the idea of it's an interesting idea. I like the concept, but I don't know who else because Ring of Honor is really dead now too. So there's not really another promotion you could do this with. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But who else is there? They got the Good Brothers. I'm trying to think if there's any other cross matches you could do. Because I'm not really familiar. I mean, I love the Sinister Minister. Impact is on 8 to 10 Eastern. On actually, yeah. See, I don't want to start in your head at 10. We'll figure it out, I guess. Maybe this week we'll have to do it at 10. I'll have to talk to Incher. He doesn't even show up till 9:30. He'll be fine. Vince Rudo. Yeah, they didn't mention it. Yeah, they didn't mention Twitch on there. I'm an old man. I don't even know what Twitch is. I barely know what YouTube is. I don't know what the YouTube. They're not connecting right recently. I just have to connect live. I don't know. It's too bad, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, future. Hopefully this just starts working, and if not, what you got to do, folks? Subscribe to In Your Head and hit that bell icon, because if you hit that bell icon every time we're live, no matter if the scheduled link is working or not, you'll get a notification that we're live. And then you'll go, hey, they're live. Jackie Jones and Inchman's live Tuesday, or Jack's live on Wednesday, or maybe they're doing a show out of the blue, which I might do. You never know what I'm going to do. Boom. You'll know right away. Problem solved. Like these fine folks here in the chat right now. Hall of Famers, all of them, I say. Man called Sting right there. I have to sneeze. It went away. All right. Jordan Grace. Oh, I don't even know who that is. I know the name, but I really don't know who it is. Oberstar says they do have some good women there. That's interesting. All right. So that was Dynamite. Winter's coming. Great show. Really top to bottom. I wouldn't say there's any bad matches. No, all the matches are very good. The Young Bucks segment I wasn't thrilled about, the promo and stuff. The sheet, but that's just minor stuff. Really eventful show. Someone did bring up Shaq. It is a little weird. They mentioned the Shaq one time and then it's just kind of ended. So I don't know if that deal's over with. I mean, I think that's big for them, obviously, bringing Shaq. But if it's a choice between Shaq and Sting, I'd much rather see Sting. But it is weird to have Cody into potentially big feuds, unless Shaq is on Team Taz. It would even it out. Team Taz of Powerhouse, Ricky and Brian Cage, and Shaq. Boom. Versus the Rhodes, Darby Allin, and Sting. Who knows? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Only way I see it benefits AEW is if Impact allows their guys to work on Dynamite. I mean, yeah, but do they need more talent? They have a lot of guys that aren't even on the show every week. I don't think they really need. Is there anyone in AEW and on Impact that would have dream matches in AEW? I don't really think so. So I don't think you need more bodies. There's like a lot of people there already, like I said, that aren't even on TV, regularly. So I don't think you really need like more people. They have a lot of talent. So I don't know. We'll find out though. Could lead to good TV. We'll find out. Just my initial thought is I don't really see how it benefits them. All right, so I'm going to get out of here, but I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry we had a late start. Tuesday will be live. I'm going to see if Fincher wants to do it live after. Well, he probably won't watch Impact. God damn it! I'll talk to Intro. I would like to do it live after Impact this week because I would like to watch it live, and then we could talk about it immediately after the show. So that'll be interesting. Excuse me. This tomorrow night on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, I'll be live on Without Your Head with it'll be a good show. It's gonna be Susan Nagy from Grizzly 2. Now she made Grizzly 2 in 1983. Sequel to Grizzly, and it's got a huge cast, George Clooney, a lot of people, and it was never finished. For decades, they tried to finish it. The director passed away, and then she continued to try to finish the movie. Finally got it finished, and then COVID happened, so that put a damper on it. And it's finally coming out January 2021, and she's going to be on the show Thursday night to talk about this decades long journey of getting the movie finished and released. Be really interesting. I'm looking forward to that. And from there, we're going to be doing Doctors of December month. So we're going to have a bunch of guests from medical horror films, including Brandon Cronenberg, the son of David Cronenberg, who made Possessor. And we'll be giving away a copy of this film. That's going to be really exciting. On Blu-ray. Brian Yuzna, who did Bride of Reanimator, Society, The Dentist, Return of the Living Dead Part 3. Lots of huge movie, a lot of cult classics within the horror genre. Manny Kato, who the director of Dr. Giggles, is going to be a good time. So Without Your Head all month long, the Doctors of December. This is going to be a fun time. All righty then. I was texting Trista earlier. I was like, Sting is in AEW. She's an old school wrestling fan and also likes Lucha Underground when it was on. When she could go to shows, she would go to some Lucha Underground shows out in LA. And so and now she's watching it's her new favorite show. She's been watching Dark Side of the Ring. So in the coming weeks, I get my friendly creep here, Trista Robinson, on the show, and that'll be a good time. AEW is going to work with, that's right, because there's like these people saying that they have this, they're bringing back WCW, but apparently there's nothing to it, just a bunch of whack. So, oh, but anyway, this was fun. I had a good time. Sorry, late start. We'll be back in the coming weeks. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, not the internet icon, not the icon Sting, but the bell icon, and you will get all the notifications when we're live. Join the Facebook group. You go to facebook.com/group/IY Wrestling. Follow us on Twitter, and though I never update it. I'm going to get a mark out there to run the Twitter. I've been saying this for a couple of years, but anybody out there who loves Twitter and would like to represent In Your Head on Twitter, message me. I'll give you the passwords, and you can run the site. Post about In Your Head. Don't post bullshit, but post good stuff. Be interactive. I'll give you the keys to the Twitter kingdom. And it's good stuff. All right, I'm out of here. I'm rambling at the moment. So good night, everybody. Until next week, this is Jackie Jones, and this is the Jackie Jones Show here at I Watch Wrestling on the YouTubes. Good night, everybody. Now I'm just